What's going on, family? Welcome to another edition of Let's Talk About It, your favorite Bleacher Report IG live show. I am Jeff, and we got a lot to talk about today. And as always, send us your questions, your comments, your slander, and everything in between. And we're gonna have a great conversation at noon today. Don't go get lunch yet, or go get it and just don't look at your phone and walk in traffic. We don't want you to get hurt. Let's talk about the Sixers and the Celtics. They play today in could be a preview of the Eastern Conference Finals, who knows? But if you're a Sixers fan, are you really that confident? They're 0-3 against the Celtics, and this was a back and forth game. It looked like a playoff atmosphere. No Philly fans were charged up, but they got handed another L, and especially after this trade where they have arguably the best starting five in the East, if not top three in the NBA. How did that fare against the Celtics? I don't know. It's becoming more and more interesting in the East. And I will say, if Gordon Hayward's going to continue to hit those threes the way he was last night, the Celtics might be spookier than we imagine. Let me know what you think. Ben Simmons can't shoot. Rich Mar 4L. The sky is blue. Water is wet. I don't have a tan. And Ben Simmons can't shoot. That's true. He's going to have to shoot. Whether he can or he can't, he's going to have to start taking those attempts. He has to keep the defense honest. I don't know if you saw in the Lakers game where Bron was basically in the first row, dropped off on him with the rest of the team. They're really giving him that disrespectful treatment from beyond the arc. He's going to have to keep the defenses honest. Celtics Finals champ, Andrew Console 4. Eastern Conference Finals, that's a possibility. The World Championship still goes through the Bay Area. So I don't know, but they're playing, they're starting to find their rhythm. I can't front. They'll get that chemistry soon. Enrico, I think you're talking about the Sixers. That is true, to be fair. They just made that trade about like an hour ago. So they do need time to gel, and I'd like to see them play. If they're still going by the conferences, they got 2 more games probably, right? Because they're in the Atlantic Division. Remember when we had divisions? Remember when divisions mattered? They're in the Atlantic Division, so it's 2 more games, and they have 2 more opportunities to prove what they can do against the Celtics. Kyrie didn't play, did he? It's crazy how the Celtics keep leveling up with Kyrie out there. It's almost like they don't need him. You know, maybe he should leave. Maybe he should go to New York. You know, we have a spot for him. Jason Tatum, the next Kobe. Jamie Navarro, yeah, he has that Mamba mentality, and Kobe was one of his idols growing up. So I could see it. That would be something to strive for, and I think the Celtics fans would be great if he even pans out to an iota of what Kobe was. But the way y'all talking about AD, who knows if he's even going to be there? He even said in a report or insinuated that he wouldn't mind playing for the Pelicans. I think he's somebody who, if he's in the NBA and he has a prominent position and he's hooping, he's going to play. Celtics have the Sixers number. They get in the Sixers' heads and mess them up. Steven, that might be true. They do have that mental advantage because they continue to beat them. But I'm eager to see how people like Joel Embiid get over that, because he plays the troll and the head games as much as anybody else. So when he's combated with equal fire, can he rise above it? That's something good to watch out for also. Toronto is the most dangerous team in the East. And what a screen name. I think they're up there. I'm telling you, man, I vacillate between Toronto, Milwaukee, Sixers, and Celtics on who's going to take the East. But when you have somebody like Kawhi who has that championship experience and who's galvanized that team, anything is possible. Bucks are winning it all. If the Celtics win East, they will get destroyed by a top West team. Sweet Baby Rays, I don't know if they'll get destroyed. I think they'll catch an L. I don't know about destroyed. Warriors are the only team I see destroying people, but I think the Celtics can hold their own against a majority of the NBA. But what about, how y'all feel about these ref calls, man? I know it dropped a little bit later yesterday, but I wanted to talk about Bradley Beal and this travel. And Embiid was fed up at the end of the game. He said these referees suck. I think he said they fucking suck. That's his exact quote. And I think a lot of fans might agree after this Bradley Beal travel. Now, I'm going to have, or it wasn't alleged travel because the NBA came out and said that that was not a travel, right? And I have a take on this that might shock y'all or whatever. Technically, they're right. That's not a travel because he went up with the first two and he lost. Once he was dispossessed and he regained possession, that's a continuation. Having said that, just because it's technically right doesn't mean that it should have flew, because that's the type of move in a game where you shut down the park. You shut down the court wherever you're playing. You're arguing about that for a half hour or you're just not playing anymore. It's just like how some of you play Uno the right way and it's really the wrong way, because the way that we play is the way that we play. And y'all follow things like rules in that game. Yeah. You're definitely someone, you're definitely a supervillain if you play Uno the correct way. Anthony Davis to the Celtics. Dan Willihan. Your guess is as good as mine at this point. I think the Pelicans are going to wait for the correct offer, the best offer they can. And once we get to July, the Celtics got some assets and they got things to trade. I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up there. Is he going to sign long term? That's the question you need to ask yourself. Not a travel. 5 steps, not a travel. These refs are terrible. Super travel. Refs are bird boxing. Old title, Dribble BR, you supply the truck, wavy. I feel you on that. All I'm saying is, if you go into the motion 1-2 and you lose the ball and you get it back, they're saying that that's where the possession ends. That's where your possession ends and you restart. The fact that he kept going, visually it was a travel. Like, let's keep it 100. Visually, if you just saw it, it was a travel. Now, it wouldn't be a discontinue. I'm thinking of like Park, something like that. Wouldn't be a discontinue because he didn't stop, dribble, and stop again. It wouldn't be an up and down. Maybe it would be an up and down a little bit because he kind of jumped, but either way, you got to give that ball up. In any other game, you got to keep the ball up. And I feel you, Bradley Beal, when he said it looks clean to me. Die with the lie. What about Harden step back? Got to call that too. Bearded Patriot. That's really ironic that that would be your name and you're going against James Harden. But at least with Harden's step back, yeah, it's a travel, he takes steps, but the way in which he moves, optically, you can't really tell. You can't really tell. And he does it in a way where he gets 3 steps and maybe sneaks in that 4 and like a little extra beat. But I can live with Harden's step back. That Bradley Beal shit can't fly no more. NBA refs are NFL refs. NBA refs all day, RB. We don't get those egregious of the calls as I've seen in the NFL. Some of it is just uncalled for. But between that Bradley Beal travel and KD's out of bounds play, and I think we spoke about that like a month or 2 ago, the out of bounds play, that was singly the worst, one of the worst calls I've ever seen in my life. I don't know, maybe they are doing the bird box challenge with some of these calls, or just in the wrong place at the right time for the opposing team, or the team they don't call it against, but I don't know. Let's end with some history. 10 years ago today, Drake dropped his mixtape, one of the most classic mixtapes ever, or albums, whatever you want to call it, So Far Gone. And for those of you in the social media era that like to call things classic, about 2.2 seconds after it drops, this is a definition of what a classic is. Flawless from front to back, withstands the test of time, ages like fine wine, and sticks with you in your soul and in your mind. You know where you were when you heard So Far Gone. You knew what you felt. You knew the atmosphere. You could point to a moment in time, and this set off Drake for where he is today as one of the top rappers in the game. Let me know what you think. What are your favorite tracks? Whether you think it's a classic or not. What do you like? You know, it's 10 years is a long time, man. And Drake has been doing it ever since. Do you think Kawhi is going to stay on Toronto after the season or go to the Lakers, maybe another team? Drake should be Toronto's coach. He's already the ambassador. You see he got the CN Tower paint with gold lights after he won the Grammy. I don't even think he needs to be the coach. Like, he could be the mayor or the prime minister, or, you know, pardon my ignorance with Canadian politics. I think it's prime minister of the whole country at this point. Yeah, Drake is running things right now. Drake? Yo, you caught that one, fam. You caught that one. Drake should go for the Warriors. Yo, if you're a Raptors fan, you want Drake to be decked out in all Warriors gear, because as you see in some of our other videos that we've put out, that Drake curse, I don't know, man. If you believe in witchcraft, if you believe in God, if you believe in everything in between, believe in that Drake curse, because that's real. Let me know also, what do you think? What are your favorite tracks? I like Ignorant Shit, man. I think that was my favorite track ever, because him and Wayne just spazzed over that beat. What do you think? What do you like, Dakota?
Fear?
Ooh, that was a Fear was an added addition. Fear was an added addition, but that was good. But you know, anytime you use an American Gangster beat, you can't lose. Let's see. What else we got? Keep Tatum over AD. Uptown TJ. tell the fans in Boston that. Who knows? Maybe some of y'all feel that way. Do you really want to see Tatum stay and keep AD where he is? Do you value Tatum's upside over AD right now? It's pretty tough. I don't know. I think you make that trade one way or another and you go with it, but it also depends on who stays. Durant to New York next year. I'm not going to answer that because KD be getting tight and I'm trying to keep the waters calm, but I hope. That's the best that I could say. I'm hope. Let's see. Luka MVP in 3 years. Wavy. 3 years? I don't know. He would have to be on an astronomical pace, and he's getting there, and he has room to grow, which is scary for, I think, the rest of the league. But I could see him being an MVP at some point. Yeah, so I think that's it, guys. I think that's it. Bump some good music today. Be sure to tune in to everything going on with Bleacher Report over the weekend. It's All-Star Weekend. We got things going on in the app and IG stories. Our Are You Listening series continues for Black History Month, dropping on YouTube soon. Keep your eyes and ears tuned to it. NBA on TNT. We got this whole weekend locked down, so be sure to check it out. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Jeff. You can follow me everywhere at Jeff J Says. Be sure to download the BR app. Thank you to the production team and everybody behind the scenes. And until next time, we'll check you later.